Necromancy by Dave Marsland of Cardiff Theosophical Society. Throughout history, necromancy, or communication with the dead by summoning their spirits as apparitions or visions for the purpose of divination, has been condemned by religious authorities who view it as an unholy act that interferes with the natural order of life and death. In many cultures, necromancers were feared and considered outcasts due to their perceived ability to manipulate forces beyond human comprehension. However, there have been instances where necromancy was seen as a legitimate means of seeking guidance from deceased loved ones or gaining insight into future events. Necromancy has its roots in ancient mythology and folklore, where the boundary between the living and the dead was often blurred. In literature and folklore, necromancers are often depicted as mysterious figures with immense power over life and death. One of the earliest examples of necromancy in literature can be found in Homer's epic poem The Odyssey. In Book 11, the protagonist Odysseus encounters the realm of necromancy during his journey. After consulting the blind prophet Tiresias in the underworld, Odysseus is instructed to perform a ritual to summon the spirits of the dead. This act of necromancy showcases Odysseus' determination to seek knowledge and guidance from beyond the mortal realm. Through his interactions with various deceased figures, such as his mother and fallen comrades, Odysseus gains valuable insights and advice that shape his subsequent actions. However, it is important to note that this portrayal of necromancy in the Odyssey is not without consequences, as it highlights the dangers and moral complexities associated with tampering with the natural order of life and death. Furthermore, in Hamlet, Shakespeare explores the theme of necromancy through Prince Hamlet's encounter with the ghost of his father. The ghost, who reveals that he was murdered by his brother Claudius, beckons Hamlet to avenge his death. This encounter blurs the line between the living and the dead, as Hamlet grapples with the moral and existential implications of communicating with a spirit from beyond the grave. The use of necromancy as a dramatic device adds an element of mystery and foreboding to the play, heightening the tension and emotional complexity of the characters' actions and decisions. One notable example of necromancy occurs in the Celtic tradition in the tale of the legendary Irish hero Cuchulainn. In the epic Tambo Coleng, Cuchulainn seeks guidance from his deceased foster father Fergus mac Roich. Through a ritualistic summoning, Cuchulainn successfully communicates with Fergus, seeking his wisdom and advice during a time of great turmoil. This instance of necromancy not only highlights the deep reverence for ancestral spirits in Celtic culture, but also underscores the belief that the dead possess valuable knowledge that can aid the living. There are many other examples where necromancy has played a significant role in shaping narratives and adding an element of danger or intrigue. Beyond its literary manifestations, necromancy also holds cultural and symbolic significance within the collective imagination. In various religious and spiritual traditions, the practice of communicating with the deceased is often associated with rituals, ceremonies, and beliefs surrounding the afterlife and the continuity of the soul beyond death. These cultural interpretations of necromancy reflect the human desire to maintain connections with departed loved ones and seek guidance from ancestral spirits. The symbolic resonance of necromancy extends to philosophical and psychological realms, where the act of communing with the dead can be interpreted as a metaphor for confronting the past, reconciling with loss, and grappling with the mysteries of existence. Blavatsky and Theosophy maintains that in instances where individuals appear to be communicating with a deceased person, the entity being contacted is in reality the shell of the deceased personality, which separates from the true self or immortal ego in Kamaloka, or the spirit realm, and is in the process of dissolving away. This entity may exhibit convincing characteristics of the real person. The actual appearance of the deceased may be induced as a result of a trance state or deep meditation. Theosophy does, however, acknowledge the ability in some circumstances to communicate with advanced spiritual masters who are not currently in incarnation and have ascended above the need to engage in the cycle of death and rebirth. In conclusion, necromancy encompasses a rich tapestry of historical, cultural and symbolic significance, spanning diverse genres and periods. From ancient myths and folklore to modern fantasy and speculative fiction, necromancy continues to captivate the imagination and provoke contemplation on the boundaries of life and death, the nature of power and morality, and the enduring human quest for transcendence.